ended up being a lot longer than I anticipated. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Please don't mind my hair. I don't know what it's doing. Yeah, I just got out of the shower and I have curly hair, and if you have curly hair, you'll know that it doesn't do well in any kind of moist environment. So that includes very humid days, saunas, showers, you name it. So while my hair is drying, please try to focus on what I'm saying instead. I think you'll find this much more interesting. And I'm trying to figure out where I can set up and do this vlog, because I've got blankets and sheets and stuff like that hung up because they didn't dry properly. So I'm gonna see if I can maybe move some stuff around, and then we can talk about the reason for this video, which is, well, for one thing, me finishing the first draft of book 4, and also I just kind of want to talk a little bit about what I plan to work on next. You know, how I typically recover, for lack of a better word, from, you know, doing a first draft, which is often messy and chaotic. But I'm gonna go get my laptop and probably bring it in here into the bedroom / my office, and we'll get started. All right. I don't mind the bubblies. Bubblies. I don't know. I've only tried the orange one, so I'm not sure if I might like the other kinds better, but we'll see. This is okay for now. And you know what? Listen, I wouldn't trade my curls for anything, but I gotta put them up because my hair is entering that weird in-between phase where it's not quite dry and it's not quite wet, and it's just a complete mess. So I'm putting my hair up, and oh. Who do you think just showed up? Let's see. Let's see who just showed up. Oh, look at that. So now that all of that is settled, we can get down to the real purpose of this video, which is I finally finished book 4, well, the first draft of book 4. I don't think I'm even remotely close to being done the book itself, owing to all the edits and revisions and rewrites I will inevitably have to do. You probably saw the tweet that I posted earlier in the week, which said basically, hooray, it's done, the first draft is behind me, more or less. So, it ended up being a lot longer than I anticipated. I was thinking it would come in around like 86,000 words, and it actually turned out to be almost 90,000 words, which is, I don't want to say that it was surprising, because I knew going into this book, with it being the final book in the series, that there would be a lot of loose ends to tie up, but it was surprising because the first 2 books were only around 75,000, and then book 3 was about 84,000, something like that. So it's not like, don't you touch that. She's got her paw up like she wants to go for the straw in my can here. I think I will probably end up taking a little bit of time off before I actually jump into the revisions. There's always kind of like this, I call it a creative hangover, that I get when I finish a first draft, where I'm kind of submerged in this haze, and I'm not really sure what needs to change, or if the ideas are actually really good, but I just don't see them that way because I've been working with them so much. I think I will probably just let MMB4 draft 1 rest for a little while, and I'll probably end up working on some other stuff, but I don't know. What else is there to work on? That was kind of like my most recent big project that I had to finish. So now that that's done, I'm not sure what to do. I could start writing another book, but that sounds kind of crazy to me, given all the writing I've done in the past couple of years. So, what have I learned about writing a series? They take a really long time. And I don't mean that in a facetious way, okay? Like, they actually do take a really long time. And I think that's important to remember because, especially nowadays with, book talk, and I guess it's always kind of been a problem for authors who write series where, a lot of readers won't actually buy the first book unless the entire series is published. I've seen lots of reviews and criticisms where somebody bought the first book in a series not knowing that the series wasn't complete, and they've gotten upset at the author, which I think is kind of ridiculous, but anyway. But yeah, if you're watching this and you're the kind of person who likes to read series, it does take a really, really, really long time to actually execute a book series. It's not just a matter of, sit down, write book 1, and then right away write book 2, and then book 3, and then book 4, etc., etc., etc. There's a lot of brainstorming, a lot of trial and error, a lot of writing and rewriting and revising. And in fact, as many of you know, I ended up actually going back and rewriting portions of book 1. So it's not really like a one and done kind of thing. The second thing I've learned about writing a series, and maybe this isn't so surprising to those of you who've already written one, but the story will often change in ways you can't even imagine. I feel like that's more true with series than with standalones. A lot of the standalones that I've written have kind of manifested exactly how I imagined they would. But because the series takes place over many years, not just in fictional time, but in real life time as well, certain things that have happened in the series I would have never planned if I had been writing this book 5 or 6 years ago even. I'm making a video. I know. You can stay, but you cannot be all needy, okay? Yeah, I know. Third thing I've learned about writing a series is that consistency is key. Consistency in the writing style, consistency in the characterization and in the world building. Of course, consistency in how often a cat interrupts your filming. One thing that made it really difficult for me to write this series over many, many years was the fact that my writing style actually kept changing quite a bit. So the way I wrote the first book sounded nothing like the way I wrote the second book, and then the third book was a completely different beast altogether. That's been one of the hardest things for me in writing book 4, is the fact that my writer voice, as it were, keeps changing. Please ignore the traffic. I know there's a lot of it. But trying to maintain the consistency in my voice, as I say, in my writing style has been one of the greatest challenges in writing a series. It's not like just writing a book in a certain way and then leaving it and moving on to something else. Like, they all have to sound the same, assuming someone's going to sit down and read them all in very close succession. And now I ask myself, do I want to write another series? Maybe. I really love the fact that with a series you can just explore the characters and the fictional world so much more than in a standalone. The problem is I don't have another idea right now, and I may not have another good idea for a series for a long time, and that's okay. But I think, yeah, I do want to do this again, obviously with different characters, different plot, etc. But I had a lot of fun writing my series, even though, as I said, it's not officially done until it's actually published. But it's been really fun. It's had its moments where it was not fun at all. I'm not going to lie about that. There were times when I said I don't want to write this book. I think I even mentioned that in one of my older videos. I had moments in drafting book 4. Oh my god, guys and gals. I don't know what to do. Okay. So that's just about all I have to say about writing a series for now. Obviously, there's going to be more to come in the future. But before I go, I don't know if any of you guys will remember this because it was maybe a couple of weeks ago now. but I asked if there was any interest in doing like a Q&A type of thing, and only one of you replied, which is fine. I get it, honestly. So I'm going to answer Janelle Hohen's question right now to close out the video. So Janelle wants to know, what motivates you to keep writing on your work in progresses, and have you ever not wanted to write one anymore? That's a great question. I think I kind of partly answered it in this video. So what motivates me, besides spite? No, I'm kidding. What motivates me is having an idea that I feel needs to be shared. I think, I kind of mentioned this a little bit in the interview that I did with Self-Publishing Tips and Tricks hosted by F.D. Houston and her lovely crew over there. I think as writers we do have a bit of an obligation to document the human existence. We're kind of like historians in the making, as it were. So I guess that's partly what motivates me, even in the hardest moments when I don't feel like writing, is I feel like I need to do it. I have that responsibility to the reader to come through for them, to finish the story. And the second part of the question, have you ever not wanted to write one anymore? There have been lots of projects that I've abandoned, which I know kind of contradicts what I just said 2 seconds ago, but there have been a couple of story ideas that I've come up with that were not that well fleshed out, that I just kind of got to the mushy middle, as it were, and I realized I don't know what I'm trying to say, I don't know how to say it, so I've had to walk away. But very often I end up coming back to these same ideas later on when I feel a little bit more capable of executing them. So thank you for the question, Janelle. If anybody else has any more questions, of course, you are more than welcome to leave a comment, and I will answer them directly on YouTube. And I think that's pretty much it for today. It's not going to be like a long writer's life vlog type of video. I really hope that you enjoyed the short little video, and if you did, please like it, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, because you know you want to see more of me. I mean, who wouldn't? Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're staying safe, and I will catch you on the next one.